Something strange is going on with the New York Rangers, as some interesting lineup decisions have raised some eyebrows between fans and media members alike. And with the Four Nations face-off right around the corner, the New York Rangers have a golden opportunity, which we're going to break down in this episode of Rangers Digest. But before we do that, a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button. About 68% of you who watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. So if you want to stay up to date with everything that's happening with the New York Rangers, it's free. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. We're now on the road to 7,000 subscribers. Thank you everyone for subscribing to the channel. Your support has been unbelievable as we follow the Rangers on this crazy, insane season. It's been wild, but something strange is happening with the Rangers, and it revolves a little bit around Peter Laviolette and his lineup decisions and Artemi Kaliyev. And we're going to get into it now. We're going to get into how the Rangers can make the playoffs a little bit later in the video and some other interesting lineup decisions heading into their game against the Pittsburgh Penguins. But Artemi Kaliyev picked up on waivers earlier this month, and I thought it was a great pickup. And at the time I said that, and I mean, he's played in a couple games. He's scored some goals for the Rangers. He's been crashing the net, doing all the things right, but for some reason, not playing as of late. And let's get into it. And this is from Statboy Steven. A small sample size, but Artemi Kaliyev has all the potential to become one of the better waiver pickups in Rangers history if he keeps this up. Now, the problem is, to be able to keep it up, you have to actually be in the lineup, and he hasn't been the last little while. And I think it's because of the JT Miller trade and the way that that has lengthened the lineup and their needs in the lineup, and the fact that Adam Edstrom also got injured, right? So if you look at the lineup now, Edstrom's not there. Rempe's still there with Sam Carrick, right? They have different needs right now. They need Brodzinski on the third line at that center position. They don't have anyone. Kreider can't play center, right? Like, they don't really have anyone who can play center. So adding another winger into the mix at this point in time doesn't really make sense. But this has sparked some controversy online on Twitter. Zach Jones obviously got back into the lineup last game, but a couple days ago was not playing. He was skating at the optional morning skate. Artemi Kaliyev was the only other person doing extra skating after. Assuming no injuries, both of them were healthy scratches. Again, Zach Jones played the other day. That didn't end up being the case, but Artemi Kaliyev still a healthy scratch. And since he's come over, I think he's been pretty good. And, you know, at least it's not, you know, you're not sitting $6 million or $4 million or anything like that. This guy doesn't even make $1 million, right? And he's on a 1-year contract. So the Rangers do have some control there where they're, you know, going to be able to re-sign him. He's an RFA. So I'm not too worried in that way. They're not going to lose him, or they're not squandering this waiver pickup or anything like that. But you would like to see him get into games. But you know what? They are winning right now. Since putting Zibanejad on first line right wing, he's been playing a lot better. The team's been playing a lot better. They've lengthened the lineup with the JT Miller trade. And obviously they have some different needs. I don't know if they need another winger in the lineup right now, but it is tough, right? Like, I know you can't take Kreider out. Like, he can play the right wing as well. So maybe they look at that. It's interesting. You got Lafreniere there. Now Zibanejad's on the right wing. Again, they've lengthened the lineup. It looks better. I think they need a third line center, but I think it's interesting that he hasn't really been getting into games. It's very strange. It is. More games, that is, because it's not like they're on a crazy win streak, right? Like at this point. So obviously I don't think they're going to touch much. We'll see what happens this weekend. It's a back-to-back. Maybe he gets into a game. I think he's been pretty good this season. One thing that stands out to me, especially on his first goal as a Ranger, especially on, you know, even his second goal as a Ranger, he's crashing the net. He's trying to make things happen, and he's a shoot-first type of guy. He's going to shoot from almost anywhere, and I think that's a good thing for the Rangers. Just put it towards the net. And like I said, JT Miller, his play might become contagious, so a lot of guys are going to be crashing the net. So I like his style of play. He's out of the lineup right now. I think it's because of the needs of the team at this point in time in the season with the injuries they have. But it's going to be interesting to see if he factors back into the lineup this weekend, because honestly, I think he's been pretty good with the Rangers so far this season since they picked them up. Again, he's only played in 10 games since they picked them up, and he has 3 points, but I like his style of play, and he isn't playing much. He's been slotted in there on that third line when he has played, but still a young player, shoot first mentality. I like it. He's not a minus player, so I think that he's been doing some good things, and we'll see if he gets back into the lineup this weekend. Should be pretty interesting to keep an eye on. I like the way that he plays, and again, if you look at his JFresh chart, he's an offense first guy. Maybe that's something that Peter Laviolette's looking at too. He's like, yeah, we got a lot of offense on the top end. We're very top heavy, so maybe we need somebody in there that's going to be a little bit more responsible. But this is his JFresh chart. His time on ice is projected. He is projected to be a fourth liner at this point in time. But again, he's barely played over the last little while with the LA Kings as well since he came over. So Not bad, not bad, and I would like to see him get into some more games. And if you look at the offense versus defense versus finishing, I mean, the finishing has gone down, but it looks like, his play is coming up a little bit. So I think he's been doing some good things. I want to see him back in the lineup this weekend. It is a back-to-back. I wonder if we do see him. Let me know in the comments what you think of Artemi Kaliyev. I like his style of play. I think he's been good, but not getting into the lineup right now, and I think it has more to do with the team's needs than anything else at this point in time. But to shift gears a little bit, the Rangers, huge 2 games coming up here this weekend as they head into a 2-week break for the Four Nations face-off. They play the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight at home and then tomorrow in Columbus. And the reason these are 2 big games is not only are they Eastern Conference opponents, not only are you actively in the playoff race right now and trying to make the playoffs. If you look at the Eastern Conference standings right now, the New York Rangers are about 6 points out of a playoff spot. If they want that first wild card, 7 points out, right? So they need to make up some ground here. That is for sure. If you win tonight against Pittsburgh, if you lose tonight, I think there's more implications if you lose to the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight. They're tied with you in the standings, right? And you don't gain those extra points, you stay pretty stagnant. If you win this game, you crawl yourself back into you're not jumping spots or anything like that, but you're giving yourself a great chance. You just beat Boston. You have a few games in hand on Boston. You have 3 games in hand on Boston. You're closing that gap with Boston, and then you're right there. I mean, there's so many teams that are right there. If you get up to 58 points, you just need 61 to get into the playoffs at this point in time. And again, these teams are going to play. Ottawa plays this weekend. Detroit plays this weekend, everything like that. Look at Columbus, 60 points. If you're able to win both of these games heading into the break, not only are you feeling great heading into the break, you're going to be refreshed, you're going to come back, reload, play good hockey after the break, but you're going to be tied with Columbus with 60 points, as an example, tomorrow if they don't win, right? And if they don't play, but you're going to be tied there. You're going to be just outside the playoffs looking in. That's a great spot to be in going into that break where you can, you're going to be feeling good. Man, we're playing some good hockey as of late. JT Miller's here. We might make another move, right? Like, they're going to be feeling really good. So I think this weekend is absolutely crucial. Dare I say, the most important weekend of this season. You can create some separation between yourself and Pittsburgh finally. And Sidney Crosby's out. You have to take full advantage. The Rangers have to win this game tonight. This is a must win. When you look back at the season, if they made the playoffs or if they didn't, it depends on this game. And I'm being so serious. You have to win this game. You have to pick up 2 points here. And the Columbus Blue Jackets, again, tomorrow night in Columbus. Going to be a tough game. Second half of a back-to-back. I wonder if Jonathan Quick gets that one. Well, he's going to get that one. I would assume Shesterkin would start tonight. But Columbus, you can really close that gap. You can tie them with points, right? So I think that's a great place to be. And you also have some games in hand. So they're in a great spot right now. They have to come into this weekend and play some good hockey. It's going to be interesting. A lot rides on this weekend. So let me know in the comments what you think of Artemi Kaliyev and him not playing as of late. Should he be playing more? And let me know what you think about the games this weekend. I'm going to have videos covering everything. I might have some post-game reactions as well. We'll see how the games go, but this is the biggest weekend of the season for the Rangers. They can close the gap completely and look like they're going to make the playoffs if they keep pace. And these are the teams you need to beat to be able to do it. So it's going to be very interesting. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with everything New York Rangers.